Well, hi you guys. Welcome back to the Kneady Homesteader Channel, and today we are canning up this beautiful bone broth. I have a couple of bones in here from my cow, and this is actually the leftover remnants of my onion stock. The onions still had life in them. That's why I use whole onions on top of using like scraps that I collect in my freezer, because it allows me to get 2 canning sessions usually out of this. So typically, because I kind of have a rhythm down now, I'll make onion stock first. I use a variety of onions. I know some people have said that their onion stock is very bitter. Mine is not, but I use sweet onions. So in this particular pot, I had Vidalia, Michigan candy apples, and some red onions. Michigan candy onions. Did I say onions or apples? I don't know. I'm sorry, you guys. Alright, so I'll throw in some scallions or green onions if I have them in the fridge. I did throw in a couple stalks of celery that I had from canning my celery. I had some ends I threw in. And then I will can the onion stock, and then what I did is I just filled it back up, and this time I added some bones, some beef bones into this. So I've let it cook now for, I usually do my onion stock about 24 hours. And then my beef stock I do for 48. So it has been exactly 48, and we're going to get this canned up. I have made this before, so I have a couple of videos out there, so I'm probably just going to set you up on the tripod here. I'll let you jump on. I'll lock you into position so you don't fall. And I'm just going to kind of bring you along for the ride just for inspiration. If you've never done this before, I hope you give it a try. I do use quart jars. I don't really can stock in pints, because if I'm using it for a soup or a stew or for rice or anything like that, I'm usually using a whole quart. You're going to time this though. I'm going to time this not just for beef stock. I'm going to time it for vegetable because I do have onions added to it. So just to be safe, I do it for 35 minutes. I do use a wide mouth funnel and 100 grade cheesecloth. I will leave a link down below to my favorite cheesecloth. I fold it into 4s. That's how somebody asked me this morning, Heather, how do you get your stock so clear? This is a secret right here. Also, do not, if you notice, hold on, jump back off here. If you notice, it is not stirred. So, because I add turmeric to mine, which of course is very fine. If you stir your stock right before you can it, you're going to get a cloudy stock. So it's okay to stir it like an hour before you plan to can it. But right when you're getting ready to get it in jars, don't stir it. Just leave it be. We are going to kind of just slowly... Hold on, and I'll get started here so you can see. We're just going to slowly add our ladle, okay? And that's how we're going to do it. And then we're going to just pour it right in, okay? It's going to be delicious. And all right, let's get rolling before I get this started to music. You're going to notice that my stock is more on the golden side as far as color goes, but that is because I add the turmeric to my stock. I like the taste, I like the added color, and the benefits. It's an anti-inflammatory. It's just really good for you. And so I like to add that now to all my stock. So you'll probably notice that in the color. Okay, Now, I'm going to show you real quick as we get this to 1 inch headspace. Spot on. Okay. The 1 inch headspace is going to be right here on that first lip. Now, just to show you really quickly, let me move this lid here. I'm going to jump you back on here. I'm going to take you over to my sink here amongst the rings that are drying. Okay, so I just want to show you real quick when that starts now, because we're doing beef, or if you do chicken, or if you do pork, because I do this with ham stock as well, you're going to notice that you're going to get a lot of grease, you're going to get a lot of sediment. So what I do, once this starts getting clogged, all you're going to do is you're just going to rinse it under hot water. I do not reuse this cloth either. I just buy fresh because it's got oils and food, and I don't reuse it, but I get good use out of it. Okay, I'm going to wring it out really tight, and then you can flip it, flip it side to side, it doesn't really matter. And then you're going to put it right back over your funnel just like that, and like that. We're gonna go ahead, and you want to make sure you really wipe your rims on this, because again, we're dealing with a greasy product. Okay, let's move this lid and just take your time. There's no rush. Enjoy the process. Okay, fingertip tight. Okay, and then let me get my tongs here. And then we're going to go ahead and put that right in to the canner. Okay. So now I will probably set you to music. Maybe speed this up a little so you just get the enjoyment of going along for the ride with me. If you've never canned this before, I hope you give it a try. It's so good. It's so good to use. Not only in your meals, but in place of water. Like if you're making rice, if you're making stuffing, if you're anything like that, you can use stock in place of water, and it just gives it so much more flavor. Okay, without further ado, here we go.
I have walked through the darkest valley. I was lost, couldn't find my way. But then I heard him from within, he who died for my sins. He spoke my name, then I saw his face. Yes, I've seen his eternal glory. I felt his hand when I was astray. I never knew until then what his love truly meant. I was lost, but now I'm found by his grace. By his grace, by his grace, I've been saved by the grace of my Lord. By his grace, by his grace, I've been saved by the grace of my Lord. He is the Lamb and he is the shepherd. He's the burning flame within my soul. The fire is always there through hope and despair. And when I'm lost, I'm always found by His ways, by His grace, by His grace. I've been saved by the grace of my Lord, by His grace, by His grace. I've been saved by the grace of my Lord. He will never let me down. Help me stand my ground. He is always there for me. Oh, He will never all the battles will be by His grace, by His grace. I've been saved by the grace of my Lord, by His grace, by His grace. I've been saved by the grace of my Lord, by His grace, by His grace. I've been saved by the grace of my Lord, by His grace, by His
When you get to the bottom, like I'm tipping my pot, and I am getting the last of the last. Okay, just need a little bit more to top this off at 1 inch. And don't get discouraged. Okay, don't get discouraged. Don't squeeze trying to get it through the cheesecloth. You're going to get to a point where you might have to clean your cheesecloth a couple of times just to, as you're canning one jar near the end, because there's going to be a lot of sediment in here. Don't stir it. Don't disturb this as much as possible. Just tilt it. Squeeze your ladle. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. You see that? You're going to squeeze your ladle down there. And then you're going to fill your jar. Now, that has a lot of sediment in it. Okay, so this is going to get clogged on you. Hang in there. Take your time. Now, if you squeeze it through here, you're going to get cloudy. You're going to get a very cloudy stock. You're going to see some people don't care about that. If you don't care about that, that's fine. I do everything to the glory of God, man. I try to do it as pretty as I can. It matters to me. So, there you go. Look at how beautiful that is. Alright, so hang in there. Don't get discouraged. I'm going to go ahead and clean that off. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and you see how much sediment is in there? So it's going to slow down. Okay. Hold on. I'm going to tip you. I try to get every drop out of this that I can. This is good stuff. This is not cheap to make. I want to make sure that nothing is going past the cheesecloth. Sometimes it can start falling down a little bit. Okay. And just let that bode through here. And if you have to, clean this out again. I'm gonna tip this pot again. Nice and gentle, nice and easy. I'm not going to rush anything because I don't want... There are some people's stock that look just like this. And to me that looks like mud. I want it clean, clear, beautiful. So I'm feeding my family, you know. And it means a lot to me. So I'm not going to rush the process at the very end because I lack patience. Patience is a virtue, and the Lord tries to teach me that often. So here we have so far, we've got 7 in there. We've got 4 in here. I'm going to try to get 5 in here. I think I can fill the rest of this jar. I don't think I'll have enough for that. Now when it slows down like this, go ahead and just move it around a little bit. It's going through. It's just slow. You just don't want to squeeze it. If you squeeze it, all of this will go through. And well, for me, I don't want that. Okay? All right, so hang in there. I'm cheering you on. I'm your cheerleader. I'm your biggest cheerleader. I'm your biggest fan. Trust me. All right, I'm going to clean this off while this slowly goes down. Once I get the stock out of here, I'm going to give this another clean, another rinse, because I want to wash all that off. Now, bone stock is always going to be kind of like this because you have the grease. Chicken's going to be the same way. Onion stock, not so much. So, you just don't have the grease, the oil, the fat. So, all right. I'll be back. Okay, guys. So, I have 13 jars in my canner. I have room for 1 more jar. So, since I don't have enough stock, what I'm going to do is I'm going to can some bottled water. This is purified water, okay? And this will make this water sterile. So, why can water? Well, first off, if you can it, we're going to, same thing, to 1 inch headspace. If you can water, your jars won't knock around in your canner. Okay. And second off, it's always good to have some sterile water on your pantry shelf. It makes for a great eye wash, or if you have to clean a wound and you want some sterilized water, like surgical grade sterilized water, you will have it on hand, okay? Never hurts to have water in your pantry canned up, okay? So I'm gonna fly across my kitchen and we're gonna put this right in here. Now I'm gonna add a couple little splashes of vinegar to both my canners, get the lids on, and we're gonna get rocking and rolling here. guys, that's it. A sign, a great sign. The more you can, the more you can control your canner. And you don't run it too hard, too hot, too fast. It's perfect headspace. So it's kind of something I now always strive for. So anyway, that's it. That is as easy as it is. I hope you give it a try if you haven't. And if you do, if you have any tips and tricks, leave them down below for others to read, because it's all helpful. All right, you guys, happy canning. You guys have a great day, and I will see you back here soon. Bye, guys.